Ako si Mighty. Ako ay isang blogger, writer, at youth worker under the United Methodist Church. And today, Direk Agapatrick just asked me to tell you something about writing, the process of creativity, perhaps. Um, Una-muna, let me just tell you three things. The first one is that writing is tough work. It is difficult. Pangalawa, writing requires discipline. Mark my words, writing requires discipline. And lastly, writing requires practice. So let's just go through all these three lessons for today. Una, writing is tough work. At the moment, I am the only blogger behind Transformational Leadership.ph. So the title of my blog is Transformational Leadership. Dito sa blog na to, I just write about leadership, about young people, and how we can make a difference in our lives and in our society. So kung pupuntahan niyo yung blog ko, you can read anything about becoming a better leader, becoming a better student leader, using social media like a blog or Facebook or Twitter for developing your leadership. And ito pa isa, I am currently writing a book. This book is for fresh college graduates who are trying to establish their own careers. Like, okay, graduate na ako, anong gagawin ko? Anong trabaho yung kukunin ko? How can I make sure na ang gagawin ko ay in line with my passions, with my talents, and my gifts as a person? And in this book, I am going to provide some tips and some lessons on how you can build an awesome career. Pero syempre, hindi pa siya tapos. Bakit? Well, natapos ko na yung first draft, natapos ko na yung second draft, and right now, I'm working on the third draft. And if you ever want to pursue writing a book, actually, alam niyo yung pinakamadaling part nun? It's the writing. What's more difficult is the process of rewriting, revising your manuscript, and getting it reviewed by people, getting feedback from them, and then finalizing your book. I've been working on this book siguro for the past 6 months. 6 months na siya. I can't believe time flies so fast. But that's really the case with books. It takes time. Now, in terms of writing a blog, medyo mas madali sa blog. But still, writing is tough work, right? But in terms of writing a blog, it's easier. Why? Kasi you just write about your experiences, you just write about the lessons that you learned, and then, at the click of a button, WordPress man yan o Blogspot man yan, you can publish it for the whole wide world to read. But, you know what? Sometimes a lot of bloggers don't write regularly. And so, yung mga dapat magbabasa ng blog nila, after some time, hindi na sila bumabalik dun sa website o dun sa blog. Diba? So, writing is tough work. Pangalawa, writing requires discipline. Isa sa mga discipline na na-develop ko when I began writing this book and also becoming a better blogger. I decided to wake up really early, like siguro 5 in the morning or 4 in the morning. Like today, it's just, 4:30 in the morning. And so, as soon as I wake up, I review my goals, my long-term goals, and also my goals for the day. I write down my to-dos for the day, and then I start writing. Bakit? Kasi writing requires discipline. And if you ever write, you are going to encounter this term that they call the writer's block. Alam mo yung, you're staring at the screen, you're trying to think of something para makapagsulat ka, and then, nothing. After 30 minutes, nakatunga ka lang sa harap ng screen, wala pa din. You write one paragraph, and then, hindi ka makapagsulat. But you know what? If you develop the discipline the inspiration follows. Siyempre, yung sabi ng iba, you should write only when you're inspired. Pero ang sabi naman ng mga professional writers, you sit down on your writer's seat, start writing. The inspiration will follow. Okay. And lastly, writing requires practice. Siguro parang ano lang yan, parang dance lessons lang yan. No? If you are trying to learn hip-hop, hindi naman overnight. Mag-practice ka overnight, alam mo na, di ba? O kaya isang weekend ng pagpa-practice, alam mo na agad. Siyempre, alam mo na yung mga basic moves. But, kaya mo bang gumalaw gracefully? Can you do backflip kung breakdance yung ginagawa mo, di ba? So, writing requires practice. And the more you write, the better you become at it. The more you write, the more ideas will flow into your mind. So, I really encourage you na if you want to become a writer, or if you want to become an artist, a musician maybe, you really need discipline, you really need practice. There's really no other way. Wala talagang shortcut sa pagiging isang creative, sa pagiging isang artist. So, again, let's just recall what I shared with you. Una, writing is tough work. Pangalawa, writing requires discipline. And pangatlo, writing requires